Welcome to the Party Pal, your Philly neighborhood Master Chaos, back with you once again for another HOLLYWEIRD live. I've got a new webcam, by the way. I don't know if you guys can tell. The one on my computer died, so maybe it's a little wider. It looks like a fisheye lens here. I've got some amazing guests with me today. First of all, Erik, Mr. Asian Movie Enthusiast. How are you today, sir?
Good. I'm doing good.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm honored to have you here, guys. It's in the link. It should be in the link in the description. If you're not subscribed to Erik, please go do so. If you like Asian cinema, we're going to be talking Asian cinema today. If you like, Hong Kong films, action, all that good stuff, Erik's got you covered. He reviews them. He reviews boatloads. I mean, I'm going back to your catalog. I'm like, oh man, stuff I've never even heard of. This is amazing stuff. So I'm honored to have you here, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Casey, my buddy, my pal, my co-star in my most recent music video, Interwebkaiju. How are you, sir?
Doing well.
I appreciate you jumping in last minute. Mr. Tony of the Dead was going to be here with us, but his wife was sick, and Casey filled in. But I appreciate you being here, man. I really do. All right, so today, hey, look at this. King Needgore. Both of these guys are dope. Been watching them for a while. It's lit. Yes, they absolutely are. Let's say, let's check in there. Joe Fuller. Here we go. Master Chaos rocks. Hey, thanks, man. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. You rock as well. Javier says it's about to get HOLLYWEIRD up in here. Yes, it is. It will. Welcome, Javier. Good to see you. And Nick from N and N Horror says, "What's up, guys? How you doing, buddy?" He's gonna be on the show sometime in March, right? Yeah, I know we talked about it. I forget the date right now. And Dave says hi. Hello, Dave. Okay, so before we jump into news stories, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned it. If you like kaiju movies, please subscribe to Casey because he's your kaiju guy. He's your go-to kaiju guy. He finds shit I've never even heard of. They're like, I've got to find that, and it's his fault that I have to spend more money. Both of these guys, actually, yeah. they find shit up there. I was like, damn it, what? Okay, I will track it down somehow. Renee, hello. Hi. Hello.
It's Renee's birthday, I'm pretty sure, today. So happy birthday. I think happy so.
Birthday. Happy birthday. And if it isn't, happy birthday whenever it is.
Yeah.
Let's talk real quick. Something I think we'll all get both. Well, you'll both get a kick out of, because I already have. Let's talk erotic ghost stories. This was just announced by 88 Films. Look at this box set. Look at this thing. Now, I've never seen it, but it's a Category 3, which, Erik, maybe you can explain what Category 3 really means.
Yeah, Category 3 films. It's basically a genre or a rating designation. There's like a Hong Kong version of the MPAA, basically, and they rate movies. And the Category 3 rating basically indicates strong sexual content and or strong violence. But a lot of people in the West use Category 3 as like a genre designation. So we consider, Cat 3 films from Hong Kong from like the 80s and 90s specifically to be a specific genre of film. To be, you expect certain things out of it, some naughty stuff, so to speak. So that's really kind of what it is.
Naughty. I love naughty. Have you seen Erotic Ghost Story?
I have. I remember it being sufficiently entertaining, but for some reason, I only saw them once, like way back in the day. So it's not like on like my upper tier Category 3 films list, but they're entertaining enough, and they have the typical blend of naughty nudity and a little bit of violence kind of peppered in there.
Gotcha. Does this release interest you at all? Is this something you'll be grabbing, or you think you'll pass?
Actually, I think I might get this one. I might get it.
Nice.
Definitely. It's kind of a rarity when it happens on occasion when a Cat 3 film gets a nice release like this. So whenever that happens, I am intrigued.
Yeah, I mean, I know nothing about it, but I love the look of the artwork, and half of it is artwork nowadays for collectors. So I think I might grab it as well. Casey, do you know anything about this?
I know nothing about this. I didn't realize Erotic Ghost Story was going to be the actual title of the film. But I'm with you. The art looks great. How much of the movie is like supernatural stuff, or is it mainly like erotic?
Well, like I just fired up my notes to remind myself, and apparently I think the third one is the best of the bunch. And here's what my
Okay.
notes say. All right, so it says, after being enamored with a spirit vixen, a man is transported into a painting, but attempts to escape to avoid being forever trapped inside. So it's got like some fantasy vibes to it. You know, not high budget here. We're talking like mid-level, low-level budget fantasy. A lot of WTF moments in this. Again, because it's kind of erotic. I do think the sex scenes drag out maybe a bit too long in this. In this one, there's quite a bit of sex in it, but there are some funny scenes. It's got some humor in it. So if you like genre bending, kind of exploitative stuff, you might want to check it out.
What is the extent of the sex scenes? Is it like softcore grinding or?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's softcore, and there's usually at least one extended action scene in these movies as well. So it's kind of like a blend of just stuff.
That's funny. Needgore just asked the same thing. How erotic are we talking? Man, if it ain't no penetrations, I ain't having it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Who's putting that out?
That is 88 Films, who has become one of my favorite companies of all time. Speaking of which, this is somebody else's picture, but I'm trying to find a good.
Yeah, you got a bunch of their Jackie Chan movies. How was the remaster on those?
Oh my God, the best transfers I have ever seen. They blow my mind.
A lot of the old ones that had bad quality back in the day.
They look like new movies. I mean, they look like it's amazing. I don't know how they did it. They did an amazing job. They just released Young Master. This is like the new one that everyone's talking about. I haven't gotten this yet. What do you think about this one, Erik?
I think it's one of my favorite Jackie Chan films, actually.
Oh, okay.
I've only seen it like twice, I think, over the years. But I remember it. You know, it's old school. It's from the earlier part of his career, but it's I don't know. It's just the quality of it. It's just exactly what you would want from like a late 70s, early 80s Jackie Chan flick. It definitely satisfies.
Amazing. I can't wait to get it. I've been impressed with all their stuff. And most recently, I'm going to close this out. Most recently, I saw this. This is from Eureka Films. But this made me a Eureka Films fan for life. I'm trying to not get the glare on it here. This is a sort of a double feature of early John Woo movies. I don't know if you're familiar with these, Erik. Two films here: The Last Hurrah for Chivalry and Hand of Death. Now, I had no idea that John Woo did anything beyond bullet ballet stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! These are amazing. I mean, and one of my biggest questions was does John Woo ever work with Jackie Chan? And he did in Hand of Death. These movies are fantastic. I'm actually reviewing these tomorrow in my review roundup, but I love them so much. Do you have any thoughts on these, Erik?
Yeah, they kind of surprised me because all I saw was his bullet ballet stuff, and then like 10 plus years ago, like in America, we had a DVD service called Cineflix that recently, over the past few years, eventually went defunct. But I think I rented those from them because I'm like, oh, there's some older John Woo stuff, and it's definitely different. They're definitely a lot different from his bullet ballet stuff. But you get like the old school kind of Hong Kong martial arts stuff in there. And I think he did a good job of it. It would have been interesting if he came back to that at some point, like later in his career, what he could have done with it. But I did enjoy both of those, yeah. But I do think some of his bullet ballet stuff, I think, is a little bit better in terms of pure entertainment value. Oh,
sure. I mean, if you're not a big like Hong Kong martial arts type of, like, if you don't like that kind of aesthetic, you're probably not going to be a fan of these. But like Hard Boiled, I think, is the #1 greatest action movie ever made. Oh, masterpiece. Casey, have you seen any of the older John Woo stuff?
I've seen some of the bullet stuff.
Gotcha.
Never any of the martial arts, but I cannot tell you a single like actual title of the movies I've seen from him. Which is a lot like the old Jackie Chan movies. I'm hard to give you the actual titles of most of them, other than like Drunken Master and New Fists of Fury.
Well, a lot of that stuff got renamed anyway.
There's also a question in chat.
Where is it?
About
oh, I see it.
You're asking me about Godzilla versus the Wolfman, which is a fan film, and the director of that is still doing post-production. It's his passion project. He's been doing post-production for a very long time. But you can follow him on Facebook, and he occasionally puts out new footage that he's remastered and stuff.
Cool. Versus the Wolfman.
It looks really good. Oh, you should look it up. You'll be all into it.
Okay.
Like
Is it a
big
giant
white
wolf?
wolf. Yes. The only parts of the movie have been like released as he's doing it, but at some parts he's human size, and then at some points he's gigantic and he's white and he's fighting Godzilla, and you need to look it up because it's really quality for a fan film, because like he worked at Toho Studios and they did some of the shooting there.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, well, so an Ultraman werewolf versus Godzilla. That's I love it. Okay, let's get to our first story here, and this is one that I had a lot of fun putting on Twitter because it reminded me of a Severin Films release. Now, I don't know if you guys know about this or if you care, but I think it's interesting. Spider-Man 3 has a title that is now called No Way Home, keeping with the traditional home subtitle. I don't know why they did that, but they did it. The MCU's third Spider-Man film is officially called Spider-Man No Way Home, and there's a subtle meaning behind it. Over the last few years, studios have managed to turn the title reveals into something of an event. Nobody will ever be able to equal the hype surrounding the reveal of Endgame. Okay, once we get to the actual news. Hold on a minute. Well, whatever. It's called No Way Home. That's all we need to know, really. I don't know how you guys feel about Tom Holland as Spider-Man or his franchise in general. But we have a title for Part 3. It looks like it's going to be the biggest and the craziest one yet. So, Casey, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm fine with Tom Holland, but I think he's still my third favorite out of the three actors. But I'm fine with him. I really liked the first movie he was in. The second one was okay, but they finally gave us Mysterio, and that's what I've been wanted since the first Green Goblin movie. As far as the title goes, I don't care for it. It's like I don't like the subtitle, but apparently we're getting multiverse, right? Isn't who is it? Is McGuire signed on for it?
McGuire and what's his face? What's his futz? Is it here?
Andrew Garfield?
Yes, Garfield. Garfield is in, as well as Jamie Foxx is coming back as Electro.
Okay.
There's a rumor that Alfred Molina is coming back as Octopus.
That'd be cool. I haven't seen him in a while, but
yeah, I mean,
he's a good actor.
What do you think, Erik?
Yeah. I think I'm kind of in the minority, and I'm not actually sure why. But I did kind of like the second Tom Holland Spider-Man film a little bit more than the first. And I'm not sure why, because the first one had Michael Keaton, and I love him. But I don't know, maybe I like the flow of the action a little bit better than in the second one. But I like Tom Holland. He's pretty good. I think at this point, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Did they know what they were going to name these movies beforehand? Or is at this point, are they just forcing the word home into all of them? It's like, oh no, we have to think of a title with the name home in it. Let's just think of something. It just came to mind.
I don't know. I mean, I think they thought, oh, Homecoming, that's kind of a cheeky title because he's back in the MCU. But then when they came up with the second, they're like, oh my God, we have to call them all home, or else it won't be the Home trilogy. I don't know if people are going to call these the Home trilogy or not, but
hope not.
It is what it is. Needgore says he's hyped for it, so that's good to know. Javier says that the movie's going to be, I think he's stuck at school and is waiting for a ride the whole movie. Yeah, man, that might be the plot behind it. You never know. And I think Keaton's coming back. I know they teased him in something. The vampire one. He's in the vampire one. Morbius.
Morbius.
Yeah, he's in the trailer. So who knows? Javier says it looks like they got really stuck on those home titles for some reason. Yeah, I don't get it. Maybe it was one of those things where like, oh, I dare you to call it home, and maybe they get like a bonus if they're all home titles. I don't know. The weirder things have happened in Hollywood. Spider-Man Home Alone. Why not? Why not? If they make a part 4, there you go. Or part 4 can be called Homesick. Homesick would have been a good one. Whatever. It's beyond the. It's besides the point. They chose No Way Home, which is the title of a drama film that Severin Films is released from Black Friday. So I'm sure maybe that might improve sales for that film, but it remains to be seen. Now, here's something interesting that I discovered that kind of blew my mind, and I'm curious what you guys think about it. I am a big Bond fan, huge James Bond fan. And apparently, I'm not going to read the whole article, but it explains that in the original script for Die Another Day, they were going to confirm the 007 codename theory. Now, that's big news. Now, if you guys haven't seen it in a while or don't remember it, the movie features, I mean, it's for the shit that it gets, it does a lot of interesting things that haven't happened in the franchise. Like, James Bond being imprisoned, him with a beard, him having to rebuild stuff. I loved all that kind of stuff. But if they went about and said, hey, what if James Bond is just a code name, it would explain all the recastings we've had. Because, God knows we had plenty of James Bonds. And, of course, everyone has their favorites. My favorite is Timothy Dalton, because that's the one that sort of, was in theaters when I was growing up and sort of was aware of it. But I love the idea, and I hate the idea at the same time. So I'm curious, Erik, why don't you kick us off? What do you feel about the codename theory, and do you think it works, or you think it sucks?
It's actually quite interesting you bring this up, because I'm actually subscribed to a channel by the name of Calvin Dyson.
I love Calvin.
Yeah, and he did a video on this a while back about what the different theories, and some people attempt to actually make all of them in canon and in chronological order, and there's all kinds of problems with that.
Yeah.
If you try to assume that they're completely different, people and all that kind of stuff. So I think the codename theory, I mean, I haven't gone in depth into this, but I don't know. I almost feel like it's good just to leave it open and not confirm it necessarily. But I don't know. I think it kind of makes sense. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, maybe I almost feel like we have so many movies and so many different actors. It's probably best just to kind of leave it alone and not try to wrap everything up neatly, because they try to do that with Spectre, right? Mm-hmm. The last Bond film, and that kind of, I don't know, that felt a little messy with me when they try to actually put all of Craig's films in this chronological timeline with Blofeld as the main villain who was responsible for everything, and it felt like they were almost kind of retconning or kind of just fitting a square peg in a round hole, So I feel like maybe don't confirm something, just leave it alone.
Yeah. Regardless of what people think about Die Another Day, I enjoy it for what it is.
I thought it was pretty good. I can watch it. I can sit through it.
It's watchable. Casey, what do you think about the codename theory?
First off, I get my Bond movies confused. Is that the one with Halle Berry and they're on the ice? They have So is that an adaptation from a book or a short story? Because most of the films are, right?
Yeah, this was an original, just original story.
Okay.
And just Neil Purvis or Robert Wade, I believe, just came up with it. And so the way it was going to happen, in the article goes into it. The way it was going to happen was they were going to have, which is kind of amazing, but it would destroy continuity all over the world. They were going to have what's his face? Oh my God, Sean Connery show up as a character, as a cameo, and I'm like, oh shit! So wait, And then most recently in Skyfall, he was going to be the caretaker at Skyfall, so he was gonna help Daniel Craig fight off the bad guys at the end of Skyfall, but he wasn't. But the way they made it sound was that he was just going to be an actor, like a guy. He wasn't going to be James Bond or whoever his real name is. He was just going to be a guy, but they were going to throw him in there as a wink, wink. But I think that would blown everybody's brains, and continuity would just go out the window at that point. But yeah, do you think the codename theory would work, Casey, or do you think it's something just leave it alone?
It could work. I'm not super strong on everything that's happened throughout all the Bond films, so there's probably all sorts of weird errors already.
Yeah.
But if they want to throw this out there, they can. It kind of sounds like a fan headcanon that they're just putting in there. But if they want to, I'm sure no one's going to get too upset about it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think the series itself has been so floppy as it is. Chat, chime in. Let me know what you guys think about the concept that the reason that they've been recast is they've either died off or retired the other actors playing the part. I'm curious what you guys think. What are your favorite Bonds, Erik? Do you have a favorite? I'm sure you do.
I gotta be honest with you, man. I like Brosnan a lot, man. I don't know what it is. Even Die Another Day, he makes it watchable because it's him. There's just something about him that I like. He keeps me engaged no matter how bad the movie can get. So he's my number one, actually.
Wow, that's great. No, actually, I think he's one of the best actors to ever play Bond. I 100% agree. He has the look, he has the charisma. You know, you believe him as tough, you believe him as like suave. His movies, the scripts are kind of all over the place, but yeah, I do enjoy his performance. Casey, do you have a favorite?
As far as Bond goes, I'm a Connery fan, Dr. No, Goldfinger. But for a single movie, I have to go with, oh man, I don't even Live and Let Die. Is that the one with the alligators and like the airboats? Yeah, the first Roger Moore movie. I think that one's just tons of fun.
Really? Okay,
good
cool.
Theme song too, baby.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. A little bit of nerd knowledge on this one. William Griffey, the guy who did a whole bunch of like crazy backwoods monster movies in Florida, was the second unit director. He did all the action stuff in that movie. So that's his biggest claim to fame. After he made movies about giant killer jellyfish people, he went and worked on Live and Let Die. And that's funny because that's the one that it takes place in my hometown. I'm originally from Florida. That's the one I liked the least. That's the one I had to kind of rewatch the most to sort of get into. It felt like so silly. But that was the story. I mean, what's his face? Roger Moore's style. So it definitely grew on me for sure. Let's see. Jammin' Music Man, how you doing, buddy? He says GoldenEye is his favorite Bond film. It's interesting. GoldenEye is another one of those movies that I, for some reason, cannot get into. I've watched it, and I've watched that one the most because, like, why don't I like this? This sounds cool. Why don't I like this? And I don't know. I don't know. I think I was pissed that Dalton didn't come back. Maybe that was it. Joe says, I'm going to have to go with Connery. Good. But he says his favorite movie is View to a Kill. Oh, I don't know if it's his favorite, but he loves it. View to a Kill is a fantastic movie. Gosh, what a fun movie. You got amazing villain, Grace Jones, almost naked. I mean,
Christopher Walken was in there, right?
Christopher Walken, yeah. Oh, God. I mean, yeah. You can't get any better when it comes to like crazy villains. But let's talk, speaking of crazy villains, let's talk serial killers. Now, I'm going to take, where did it go? I'm going to take a leap and guess that you guys at least are familiar with the film Seven. And no, yeah, of course. and the works of David Fincher. By the way, I haven't mentioned this. I've been sipping on this. I haven't mentioned it. Where's my camera? Here it is. I'm enjoying this today, the Hello Kitty Fizzy Pop, because it just seemed to fit. And you know what? It's fucking delicious. Beside the point. David Fincher is going to reteam with the screenwriter for Seven, and something they haven't done in a while. So Andrew Kevin Walker and Fincher are teaming up for an adaptation of a novel for Netflix. I think it's a movie. I don't think it's been specified whether it's a TV show or movie. I think it's a movie, but we're going to get technically another version of Seven from the brains behind it. What do you guys think about this, Casey?
I haven't seen Seven, but I'm fine with reimagining old work.
Do you like Fincher? Is he a filmmaker you've enjoyed in the past?
I don't know. What are his other movies? I don't even know if I've seen any of them.
Oh man, Zodiac,
I like Zodiac.
There you go. Okay, so there you go.
They all kind of like the same tone and same like film style. Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Well, Social Network is very different, but that's
I like Social Network also.
Yeah, that was him. Panic Room, which is okay.
Panic Room also. I just haven't seen 7. I guess is this something I need to see?
We do need to see 7.
Okay, I'll put it on the list.
Oh my gosh, yes. You must. Erik, what do you think? Are you excited for the reteaming of these two?
Yeah, I would say so. The only thing, for some reason, Fassbender, you could tell he's a good actor, but sometimes the movies he picks to be in, I leave and I'm like, man, what's this dude thinking? Like, being in some of these, wasn't he like Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
Even some of the X-Men films, like the later ones, I'm like, man, like, maybe he's just going for the dollar bill, so it's kind of hard to rely on him.
A contract for those.
Yeah. So, but Fincher, I do kind of like. He also directed Gone Girl. I fired up his IMDb.
Gone Girl.
Social Network was good. Zodiac was solid. He also did The Game with Michael Douglas, which actually I like. I like that one.
Great movie.
So I like this director, so I'll watch it basically for him.
Excellent. He also just, which we'll get to later down the line in the episode, he directed Mank for Netflix, which sucked for many reasons because it was just they got a lot of like the times and the dates wrong when it was coming to talking about old movies, and it's just like shit. Like you should research and know this ahead of schedule.
The one with Gary Oldman?
Yeah.
Wow.
Even Gary Oldman couldn't save it. Joe says Zodiac is excellent. Just Dave says 7 was great. Renee, it is your birthday. Treat yourself with a couple of Fincher movies. He did Alien 3. That's his first big film. Not his favorite film of his, but he, of course, his whole backstory on how why that's a torturous experience for everyone. But yeah, 7 is a must watch. You guys will enjoy the hell out of that. Kubrick, hey pal. Hey, I love a lot of Fincher's films. Fight Club, of course. My God, how could we forget Fight Club?
Fight Club.
Fight Club is one of my favorite movies. Hey, Asian Movie Enthusiast and InterWebKaiju. A little love from Kubrick.
Nice.
Oh, I can't stand Benjamin Button. Kubrick says, I agree. Benjamin Button was such an odd movie. I really wanted to like that movie. But it was just
I never even watched it. Never even watched it.
I never
Maybe
tried.
the premise just, yeah.
It's so weird. It's just really weird. Javier says, the Mank stank? Yes, it did. It's so boring. Ugh. Kubrick says, I liked Mank, although I thought it was probably not his best. Okay. Yeah, definitely not his best. I mean, there's a scene where they're having a conversation about, we got to make a movie like Dracula and Frankenstein. And it's like 1930. Those movies came out in 1931. You know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute. You guys got your dates wrong. Can you not be stupid if you're trying to tell a true story? It's unfortunate. There's a ton of that stuff. Alien 3 is kind of an interesting watch. Absolutely. It is. Renee says, oh, I did watch Fight Club, and I wasn't a fan of it. Sorry. That's fine, man. You don't have to like everything. It's the magic of movies, and that's why there's audiences for everything. So, yeah, we're going to get some kind of 7-like movie coming down the line from Netflix. I hope it's good. I don't know if you guys have seen Mindhunter on Netflix. It's a TV show that Fincher produced. Oh my God! I recommend Mindhunter. It's some of the best serial killer stuff out there.
Okay.
It's like a TV show, but it's so good. It's based on true cases. Freaking good, and it's done in such a weird style that it just draws you in. You're like, wow, this doesn't feel like it's a weird way the scenes are constructed and the way the actors act, the way the camera moves. It's very hypnotizing, and before you know it, you've watched the whole thing. It's been like you just there's crap in your underwear. And you've been there for 3 days. And it's that good. It's that good. I highly recommend it. Okay, next story. This one, I'm not too excited about, but I'm curious what you guys in chat have to say about Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus is...
That's what Bond's coming out on, right?
Has that been 100% guaranteed?
I'm not sure. I think I read something that it was like a 45-day after the theatrical release. It was supposed to come to Paramount Plus.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The 45-day window.
It's only certain regions, though, right?
I think so. With all these, I haven't really done a lot of research in Paramount Plus, but I know with a lot of these, it's either just U.S. The U.S. gets most of it, and then the rest of the country has to sort of wait, or the rest of the world will either get it in theaters or wait, like with Wonder Woman, things like that. But yeah, Paramount Plus is the new streaming service, and fuck, if they're gonna have Bond, I guess I have to get it at least for a month to check it out. They are rebooting a handful of horror titles, whether we like it or not, and we're gonna get a new Paranormal Activity and a new Pet Cemetery.
Didn't we just get a new Pet Cemetery?
We did. But this is a new one, okay? A new one, okay? A new style one for Paramount Plus.
Right.
and a new Paranormal Activity, which we've had like 6 or 7 of those. So, Casey, why don't you kick us off? Are you excited to see new life injected into both of these franchises?
No, I was never a fan of Paranormal Activity. I don't know where that GIF you just showed from, but I'm pretty sure it's not from Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, this happens when you missed it.
Does it? Whatever it is, that looks a lot better than what I saw from Paranormal Activity.
This is from part 2.
But,
no, this is a movie called The Four Skulls of Jonathan Drake or something like that.
Yeah, that alone interests me more than any of the Paranormal Activities that I've seen. I'm just not a fan of them. Pet Cemetery, it could be good, but I'm not really excited to jump into another streaming service for Pet Cemetery, you know?
I hear you. Erik, what do you think?
I don't know. I haven't seen the remake of Pet Cemetery. I haven't even seen the original in a long time. But, if I caught up with them, who knows? Maybe I would be interested. Paranormal Activity, I did kind of like the first one, but then I saw the next, 2 or 3, and I backed out after that. I am actually a pretty big fan of found footage horror films, but I tend to like the nuttier ones, or the ones that are really weird or odd. Like there's a director out of Japan, actually, called Koji Shiraishi, and he did a movie called Noroi the Curse that's on Shudder, and I definitely recommend that movie if anybody hasn't seen Noroi the Curse.
Love it.
It would scare the crap out of me. And then after that, he did a whole bunch of these found footage films in Japan that are real nutty, urban legend stuff. And I kind of like that because it's just different. But another Paranormal Activity just seems kind of just recycling the same stuff again. So I probably wouldn't be as interested in that.
I'm glad you mentioned Noroi because that's been one of my favorites for a while. And whenever somebody asks, can you suggest a really creepy, obscure movie, I mentioned that one because that one really got me. That's a really well-made movie.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Kubrick says the original Paranormal Activity. Let me do this so we can see a little bit. The original Paranormal Activity was a big war, and I didn't like the original Pet Cemetery. You didn't like the original Pet Cemetery either. Oh, okay. I'm a fan of the original Pet Cemetery, and whatever. I don't really. This is not going to get me to get Paramount Plus. Let me see which one. Here we go. Javier says, hopefully this time they'll spell cemetery right. Maybe. Maybe that'll be the changes that they'll do in the remakes. Kubrick says, they just chose franchises and milked them to death. Yes. I mean, I'm shocked they're going to touch Pet Cemetery because you're right. They just did another one 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And who knows? Renee says Disney will buy Paramount.
Yeah, probably.
Who knows? Who knows? Renee says The Curse. There we go. The Curse is awesome. Kubrick, can you? Yeah, go ahead. Thank you. I'm on Facebook, but not really. I'm really only there for movie news. But go ahead and share that's live. I appreciate it. And Just Dave says that maybe this makes. What is that? You guys hear that? What was that? Did you guys hear feedback, or was that just on my end?
No, I hear it.
I heard it. It's the four skulls. They're messing up with your mic.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. Oh, that was weird. They need a streaming service that just makes reboots to sequels. Yeah, why not? That might do well. That might do well. Are you guys gonna get Paramount Plus?
Dude, I don't even have Disney
No.
Plus. I'm waiting for like another year, and then I'm gonna get Disney Plus for 1 month and binge everything I want to watch, and then cancel it.
There you go.
WandaVision's pretty good.
I heard it. Yeah, I heard that.
And The Mandalorian was good. And
Mhm.
other than that, the only thing I like on Disney Plus is like the old Disney Channel movies. You can watch
Mhm.
like Brink and Phantom of the Megaplex if you want to relive those.
Yes, those are good. That's some good stuff right there. Yeah, I've got it all. I've got Disney Plus for the kids, and they watch, but they just end up watching sitcoms and shit like that. So it's not like they're necessarily going out of their way to watch that. We still haven't watched Mulan. There's like zero.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
And I'd love those kind of movies, but just it's gotten so much bad press that I think I'll stay away.
Mhm.
Let's see. Javier says it's a curse. What, that weird noise? Probably. Maybe we got some demon will come through. If you guys have seen The Host, maybe that's gonna happen to us. Hopefully not. Okay, so this news got me so excited. This just dropped today. And I'm curious what you guys think about this one, because this could potentially be amazing, amazing, amazing. We are getting a District 10. It's happening. I am a big fan of the original District 9, and Neil Blomkamp has revealed that he and his writing partners, Charlton Copley, who's the lead, and Terry Tatchell are in the process of writing the screenplay. Now, his tweet says the District 10 screenplay also being written by Charlton and Terry Tatchell, and it's coming. Oh, man. As a fan of District 9, that was so great to hear, because the ending of that movie, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, was heartbreaking, and you wanted to see where the hell it was going to go. Erik, are you familiar with District 9? Are you excited for District 10?
I did see it way back in the day when it came out on DVD. I enjoyed it. I thought, it's one of those films that had a modest budget, but it did a lot with its budget.
Yeah.
It had a good enough story to it. It kept me going. And I did quite enjoy that one. I thought that was a neat movie. So I would definitely watch the sequel, and I would probably revisit the original to refresh my memory, do like a double feature night.
Yeah.
The only thing I think is that Blomkamp's future films after that were not as good. And I'm not sure how much of that is his fault or not. Like Elysium, I thought was kind of iffy, and then Chappie, I thought was just kind of iffy.
Yeah.
And so we'll see. Maybe if he goes back to his best film, in my opinion, maybe he can continue with that success.
I agree with that. District 9 is definitely his best. Chappie and Elysium were not good. It was just too much. I know he was trying to do so much sci-fi stuff, but the story was just all over the place, and weird choices with the direction of the actors and things like that. Weird movies. Casey, do you have any thoughts on this?
I'm in the same camp. I've only seen this District 9 once, and that's when it came out on DVD. But I do remember liking it, but the only thing I remember is the aliens. But I like the aliens.
Cool.
Yeah. But I'll definitely check out the movie, and I'll probably rewatch District 9 beforehand as well. But I'm not as familiar with this director's work either. I just am bad keeping up with who did what.
Yeah.
But I did not like Chappie. Elysium was okay.
I'm not sure that anybody really liked Chappie. Well, Kubrick says Chappie was kind of funny. Okay.
There you go.
It's got Hugh Jackman. I mean, at least you got that, right?
Yeah. And Charlton Copley is a good actor in anything. I'm a big fan of just his style. Nick from NNN says District 9 is a must-see. If anyone hasn't seen it, I must have watched it 3 times the year it came out. Yeah, I was pretty blown away by it. I was not. It was just expecting like a little alien movie, and it was quite amazing. And it's hard to feel emotions for like something that looks like this. you know. But you feel genuine concern and emotion for that creature and the events that happen. But it's amazing. Renee agrees. District 9 is cool. Kubrick says, I'm sounding like a big downer here. No, not at all, man. Don't worry about it. You like what you like. That's what makes movie fans important. NNN says, Chappie had Yolandi Vizier. Oh, yeah. Oh, what? That was the name of that guy. That I don't know if you guys remember that African white rapper dude.
Oh, okay.
It was one of the. I think he was like the lead of the gang that Chappie teams up with or something. And he had like a dumbass. Yeah, Yolandi. Oh my gosh. Bad casting choice. Bad casting choice, in my opinion. Javier says Neil's alien sequel idea seemed great. Have you guys heard about Blomkamp's Alien 5?
No.
Yeah, he was going to do it, and then Ridley Scott came back. It's like, nah, dude, sorry, I'm back. And then he made Prometheus, right? Is that how it went? I think I would have rather gotten the Alien 5. I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of Prometheus or Alien Covenant or whatever.
No, Prometheus is an awful, stupid movie. Casey, I have a feeling you feel the same way.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Prometheus. Covenant's okay. You know, I'm not going out to watch it, but I can sit through it. So that's more than I can say about Prometheus.
Let me guess. Your favorite scene in Covenant is when he does the fingering?
No, I actually like when the alien's just smashing his head on the window.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, Covenant's fine, but it had the stink of Prometheus for me, so I can't. It wasn't like I don't. And then it gets rid of what's her face, the main actress. I'm blanking on her name now, but
oh yeah, Dragon Tattoo Girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like she gets it killed off camera. Like, oh yeah, no, she's dead. What do you mean she's dead? She was the lead of the damn franchise. What's going on here?
They nuded her. It was like Newt in Alien 3.
Yes, that's absolutely what happened. It's like, oh, here we go. Kubrick. I sort of like Prometheus and Covenant. Cool, man. That's perfectly fine. I did well, and they made a sequel. So I don't know if it's going further.
Are they making more?
I don't think so. I think what's going to happen most likely is we're going to get an Alien TV show for Disney Plus. I'm pretty sure that'll happen. And most likely a Predator.
Oh.
Yeah, because they own Fox now, so
yeah,
it'll be one of those, like, you know, whatever it's called, Disney Star. What's that? The grown up Disney
Star. I thought they just put. I thought Disney owned Hulu, and they just would put other non-Disney friendly stuff on there. What's Disney Star?
Disney Star, from what I know, I might get the name wrong, is like it's like the adult section. Like, you know how like on Netflix you have just for kids and then grown-ups or whatever. That's so you could have, I think people forget what movie they mentioned, but there's like real movies on there, like Predator and stuff like that you can actually watch it. You know, or R-rated or not for children. So I think that's probably what they're going to do with Alien and Predator. They're going to turn them into Mandalorian TV shows and then maybe spin them off into movies.
All right, we'll see.
We'll see.
Real fast, I still haven't watched the last Predator movie. Is that something I need to see, or is it something I can skip?
The best.
Okay. That's a good reaction right there.
I almost feel like at this point they should just kill Alien, Terminator, and Predator. Just put them out of their misery and just let them die. That's what I feel like in those franchises. But
yeah, like everything else, they go on like a 5-10 year hiatus and then reboot it. But those are kind of the same timeline for the most part.
Yeah. No, it's a bad movie, and it hurt my heart because it was from the same team who did Monster Squad, and it's, you know, it was Shane Black directed and co-wrote, and Fred Decker came back as the first script he's written in years, and it's bad. It's real bad. And I'm friendly with Thomas Jane, and I just didn't want to email him and say, hey man, good job. Nah, it's not a good movie. It's not a good movie, but it's a fun like drunk watch or whatever if you have friends over. Obviously after quarantine, but it's like a shitty thing to throw on and watch a little kid wear the Predator armor and blow up his neighbor's house.
You could stare at Olivia Munn the whole time, I guess.
Or you could do that.
Yeah.
The only reason I saw Magic Mike, I don't know if you guys know this because I don't know if you guys have checked out Magic Mike yet. You see Olivia Munn's goodies in that film. So
didn't even know she was in that.
Yeah,
either.
She plays the girlfriend. It happens like right in the beginning. So I think I just sold a couple Blu-rays right here.
Yeah, I just know her from Slammin' Salmon, X-Men, and she used to be on Attack of the Show.
Yeah,
Right.
She used to host it.
Attack of the Show, man. Back in the day, that was good stuff.
It's coming back apparently, so
Is it really?
that's a thing. Yeah, G4's coming back, and that's one of the shows they're bringing back. But
They
they
bring
haven't,
back X-Play
revealed.
too, man?
Yeah, X-Play too. Those are the two shows they're like, we're bringing these back, but they haven't announced if it's going to be like online only or like a TV channel or just airing it on the Sci-Fi Channel. Because they had a Thanksgiving reunion last year, and Munn was in that, but they showed it on YouTube first, and then they showed it on the Sci-Fi Channel. So
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's coming back. Chad, do you guys remember G4 and
Javier is excited.
Yeah, look at that. G4. Good times. He is excited. He says, yep. Renee says, now I'm going to watch Magic Mike. Yeah.
There you go.
Timothy does bring up a good point. You could just Google it. That's true. That's very true. But what can I say? Yes, you could just do that. I'm not even gonna say that that's supporting piracy because it's research. You're a scientist, and that's what the internet is for research, right? Let's see. I'm trying to see if I missed anything. Nick says, I think the Aliens will be on Hulu because it's rated R. I think it's Disney Star. I might be mistaken, but I know that's a thing that people were just talking about. And somebody mentioned the movie. I'm like, what? Why would that be on that? Then I remembered that it's a Fox movie.
Is Disney Stars just a different section of Disney Plus, or is it another service?
I think it's just a section. I have it, but I haven't looked into it.
Goodness.
I think it's just a thing where you can put a I don't know.
Just so the kids can't get on it?
Right. Like a PIN number or something, some kind of code. I don't know. You watch Magic Mike and could have Googled the tits. Well, that's true. But I saw it in theaters before anybody knew that they were breasts. I'm like the Christopher Columbus for you guys. And I charted new ground when it comes to that. But now everybody learns something new every day, and that's the wonders of the internet, the wonders of being a movie fan. Speaking of being a movie fan, I'm curious if anybody is going to be watching the Golden Globes. This is something I didn't think was even going to be happening this year, but it is, and it's always shocking to me the kind of stuff that gets on here. Because half the stuff
you were talking about.
What's that? Oh, yeah, there's Mank. So
there's that Mank movie you were talking of.
Mank is on here. What we're going to do is we're just going to go through the nominees real quick and chat if anything comes to mind. Chat. Timothy does not like award shows.
I've never been a fan of award shows.
How about you, Erik? Are you a fan of award shows in general, or not really?
I understand that for the people in the industry, it could be important for them, but for the actual moviegoer, it's almost like if I take like the Oscar Best Picture winner, it's like a third of the time, yeah, it's a solid flick. A third of the time, it's like, oh, it's pretty good but overrated, and then a third of the time, I don't even like it. So that's kind of how the distribution is for me. But I can understand some people who maybe go into it, but I think they're I think people use them as like an objective assessment of films, which I don't necessarily agree with, for sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think for me, it's probably just more interesting for me because being here, being a part of the industry, it's cool to see what, well, now that person's career got a bump. So it's interesting for me. Let's see. I haven't seen anything except Mank in the Best Picture drama. The Father, Mank, something called Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, which I hear is a really good revenge thriller, actually, and The Trial of the Chicago 7, which is a Netflix film. Then I've seen more of these. Best Picture Musical Comedy, Borat 2, I thought was really funny. Hamilton, the live stage play, music? I don't even know what that is. Palm Springs, starring Andy Samberg, and Prom. Oh, Prom got nominated. Okay, my daughter likes that. Do you guys have any thoughts on those movies?
I've seen Borat and Palm Springs, and they're both fine movies. Between them, I would say Palm Springs I liked more.
Oh, okay.
But I think Hamilton will probably win, right? Isn't that what everyone was getting Disney Plus for?
Yeah.
They're all hyped about Hamilton.
But the weird thing about Hamilton is because it was a filmed play, I think voters might say, well, it already got its, its popularity. I don't think we need to, give them an award for filming a play. So, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea who could win this. I liked Borat. I haven't seen Palm Springs, but you recommend it, right?
Yeah, I recommend Palm Springs. And hopefully the girl from Borat is in this Best Actress category.
Let's find out. Yeah, she was great. She was really funny. Best Actress Motion Picture, Viola Davis. Andra Day, I don't know her. Vanessa Kirby for Hobbs and Shaw. Frances McDormand. And Carey Mulligan. Carey Mulligan's always great. I'm a fan. You guys, is there a fan between you guys of anybody here?
I don't think so.
No? You guys... Yeah, it's a weird category, only because the movies are so obscure. Like there's like almost no press for half of these movies.
Yeah, you think since less movies came out last year, we would know more of them, but I guess that's not the case.
No, I agree.
Yeah, like the more I look at it, the more I'm like, I haven't heard of any of these. Riz Ahmed for The Sound of Metal. Chadwick Boseman, well, he's gonna win it. I mean, I think that's a lock.
What's the movie he's
it's
nominated
called,
for?
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Anthony Hopkins, The Father. Gary Oldman, Mank. It would have been between Anthony Hopkins and Gary Oldman. And Tahir Rahim, the Mauritanian. I don't know it. Let's see what else we got. Best Actress, Motion Picture, Musical Comedy. Oh, she is here.
Okay.
Borat's daughter. Then Kate Hudson, Michelle Pfeiffer, Rosamund Pike. That movie's crazy. I Care a Lot on Netflix. That's a crazy damn movie. Anya Taylor-Joy. Was that a movie? I thought Emma was a TV show. Let's see. Best Actor. Oh, wow. Sacha Baron Cohen. All right. James Corden, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Dev Patel for The Personal History of David Copperfield. I don't know that either. And Andy Samberg, look at this. He's getting nominated. Look at that. That's crazy. I never would have thought I'd see that, but that's great. Best Supporting Actress in a Motion Picture, Glenn Close, Hillbilly Elegy. I don't know that one. Olivia Colman, Jodie Foster, Amanda Seyfried, and Helena Zengel. She looks like a little kid. Jared Leto for Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
No, I'm kidding.
I can't read on my screen. I didn't know if they're just throwing random stuff in because there wasn't enough movies.
Sacha Baron Cohen. Well, he's got 2 nominations. No shit. He's nominated for comedy. Damn, they were really scraping the barrel for people here.
Are they both for Borat? What's this one?
No, this is for Trial of the Chicago 7. It's a drama movie he did for Netflix. Daniel Kaluuya, Jared Leto for The Little Things, some HBO Max movie. Bill Murray for something called On the Rocks. What the hell is that? And Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami. There's a lot of stuff. Oh, here we go. Directors. Look, Fincher is nominated for Mank. Okay, so the director of Promising Young Woman, Mank, One Night in Miami. Aaron Sorkin, who wrote, funny enough, who wrote Social Network. So it's nice that they're nominated together for the Trial of Chicago 7. And then Chloe Zhao for Nomad Land. I guess that's like the indie darling that would make a big splash if it was any regular year. And then almost exactly, except for
There's a
except for
duo
One Night
in
Miami,
there.
it's almost exactly for the screenwriters and the directors. That's off. Okay, we'll get to just these two, and then we'll check in with Chet. Best Picture, Croods 2 was okay. Onward, I didn't like. Over the Moon, I have not seen. Soul, I really didn't like. And Wolfwalkers, I hear is good, but I have not seen it. Have you guys seen any of the animated movies?
No,
I have not.
Okay, I recommend. Croods 2 only if you like
I haven't even
color.
seen the first
It's
one.
very colorful. It's all right. It's not the best, but I hear Over the Moon is a really beautiful movie. I just have not had a chance to see it. Best Foreign Picture. There's a La Llorona movie. What? Oh wait, what? Shudder. Shudder's in the game. This is whoa. Well, this is groundbreaking. Hold on a minute. We got another round from Denmark. La Llorona from I guess co-production France and Guatemala. Life Ahead from Italy. Minari from the USA, which is also a Chinese movie. And Two of Us, a USA French co-production. But can I click on this? Look at this. La Llorona is a Shudder movie. And it's nominated for a Golden Globe. That's pretty big for Shudder.
Huh.
Do you guys have Shudder? Do you know what Shudder is?
I do, yes.
I don't have Shudder, but I've had Shudder before.
That's
one
nuts. That's pretty big for them.
The one I'm interested in is the one with Mads Mikkelsen. Because isn't that director the same director of The Hunt?
I like.
Let's find out.
If it is, I'm definitely watching that one. If it's the same director as The Hunt and they're like re-teaming, I'm definitely checking that one out. Because I heard that movie was pretty good. Another round.
Another round. Thomas Vinterberg. Is that the director of The Hunt?
I'll double check right here. I'll see what I find here.
So the plot is 4 friends, all high school teachers, test a theory that they will improve their lives by maintaining a constant level of alcohol in their blood. What? That's the plot? That's a very odd plot. But, well, there you go. All right, let's check in with the chat here. Let's see what everyone thinks about.
It is the same director as The Hunt. I'm definitely checking that one out. The Hunt was a really good movie, dude.
Okay, yeah, The Hunt's been on my list for a while, so you recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I gotta check that out.
The foreign film, not the one that with the...
Yes. Yeah. That was a good movie, though, too. I like that one. Kubrick says, Mank might sweep the awards, Golden Globes, and the Oscars because Fincher has paid his dues. Probably. But also, Mank got really bad reviews industry-wide, and so they might not want to touch it. Let's see. The Razzies, when the Razzies are nominated, we will talk about them. That would be amazing. I wonder what Razzies would, they're going to do for this year. Sasha is in 2 of them. Yes, he is. He is all over this year. A friend of mine saw Nomadland. He liked it. Yeah, it's actually getting a pretty good word of mouth. It looks like one of those, feel good, day in the life kind of movies. Let's see. Timothy, Botat was too late for a sequel. Yeah, but it was still a funny movie. Getting paid is a true award for actors. It is, but if you win an award, you get paid more. So that's also an award. Let's see. I think Sacha Baron Cohen already won an award for Borat last time probably. So I don't know. I mean, if he's nominated for 2, then he's not going to get both. Let's see. Timothy says, I first saw Borat in theaters. Everyone literally cracked up, and I got to fight with. Oh, the balls in the face scene. Yes.
Oh, the first one, yeah.
Yes, that is it's a life-changing experience seeing that in theaters, yes.
Yeah.
Chadwick is definitely going to get the award because it is posthumous, 100%. I even think whoever wins it will donate it to the family. Will say, no, I'm going to give it to Chadwick. Everyone never. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Never been in a movie where everyone was dying. I see what you mean there. I don't know if you're talking to us or something else. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is on Netflix. It's a period piece from the earlier 20th century with black musicians. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Does that sound interesting to you guys? That's something that Casey, that sounds like right up your alley, maybe.
I'm terrible at music, but I love watching stuff about music. Like, I love music. I'm just awful at it.
Oh man, well, you might enjoy that. Gubik says, I'd go with Glenn Close. She's paid her dues, and the trailer for Hillbilly LG on Netflix makes her seem interesting in the trailer. Oh, yeah. Is that the okay? Hold on. Is that might be the one that I'm thinking of? Then there's one that she looks really like messed up, like an old hillbilly. I guess it's called Hillbilly, so maybe that's it. She looks like really, really crazy. Wait, did I just skip ahead? Where am I? Fincher for the win again, possibly. Javier says, MC, you're coming on. Bill Murray is correct. He's been doing a lot of what is that movies. Yeah. Well, let's talk about Bill Murray. What do you guys feel about Bill Murray? Because obviously he was massive in the 80s and 90s, making this like golden comedies. And now he's all of a sudden switched over into this indie movie darling. And I don't think I've liked a movie of his in a long time.
Oh, so you're not a fan of Wes Anderson, huh? Not a fan of Wes Anderson? Well, neither am I.
I actually am not. You're not? You're not a fan of him?
No, not at all.
I like some of them, but they all kind of feel the same. Most of them, anyways.
Yeah, I don't know why he decided to kind of switch over and, completely just change his career and be like this artsy dude.
I don't know.
If that's what he wants to do, let him do it.
Oh, if you think about it, how many great comedies are released every year now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Maybe he was getting scripts. He's like, I don't know. I don't want to be in this. Let me do artsy stuff instead.
Yeah, and then he sells out and appears in the Ghostbusters reboot.
Oh yeah, that's right. And he had to sit there on the late night talk show saying how great it was.
Oh God. Yeah. Oh man. Well, off topic because we're still talking about Golden Globes, but one of the things I'll never forget Dan Aykroyd for. It was before the Ghostbusters remake came out, and he was talking about like, oh man, the girls are great. It's gonna be great. This is the definitive Ghostbusters movie, and he says this is better than our movies.
Oh, I didn't hear that one. That's brutal.
Like, are you kidding me?
He just wants people to see it so he can get more money, probably.
Yeah, but I mean, there's talking about the movie, saying, yeah, it's a good movie. I think you guys are gonna have a good time. And then there's shitting on your fucking franchise and the movies that people actually like. And now I can't trust anything Dan Aykroyd says. I still like his vodka and I still believe in UFOs like he does, but still, that hurt me. That hurt me hearing that he was he literally shit on his movie. And then like 2 weeks later when the movie was tanking, he's like, I actually never really liked it. I think the director spent too much money. And
yeah.
Jesus, man. Let's see. TK is here. Hello, TK. He says, never understood the praise for Borat. I think it's because it was different.
Well, the comedy definitely it won't land for everyone, but you got to admit the acting is wonderful. How he can stay in character for a lot of that crap.
Yeah.
My favorite scene
less
in that
in Borat
movie
too.
Was the polar bear and the ice cream truck was my favorite scene in that movie.
Did you guys ever see? It was short lived. It was like 6 episodes on HBO. He had a TV show recently called "What Is America."
Mm-mm.
It is so funny. I mean, the stuff that I think it's called "What Is America," and it's a Borat style thing where he dresses up in funny characters and he's basically lampooning like the alt-right guys. I mean, there's Okay, I'll describe what happens. There's one scene where he gets these three kind of hillbilly Trump supporter guys, and he pretends to be a paramilitary instructor who is going to teach these guys how to defend themselves from the incoming liberal army that is going to take them out. And then he has them do all this training. He has them do all this training. Like, he goes, okay, so like, what if somebody comes up to you, like, tries to put a dildo in your butt, and they're like, oh no, we don't like that, we don't like that. And then and then like he hands all these guys dildos, and he's like, okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to break through your comfort zone and make sure that you'll be able to like do what needs to be done. And then he has like a Trump dummy, and he says, okay, so here's what you're gonna do. You may have to go undercover. So why don't we do this? Why don't you use the dildo to butt fuck this Trump dummy? And he has these guys going, yeah, take it. And that's only the beginning. Eventually it leads to somehow he tricked two of these guys to dress up like women and put on a quinceañera to trick illegals into a party where they can get arrested. It's it's amazing. What is it? Or What is America? I highly recommend that if you guys can. I'm pretty sure it's on HBO Max. It would be. Good stuff with that. That's so funny. Nick says, I would get Shudder, and I want it, but I know I would never watch it. I can hardly keep up with the Blu-rays. I agree. That is a big problem for sure. Kubrick says Shudder has really good show. Yeah, that's why I got Shudder, actually, the Joe Bob stuff. I love Joe Bob, and that's really the only stuff I watch. I watch on Shudder. Have you guys checked out the Joe Bob stuff?
No.
Not yet. I probably should though. I always liked his older stuff. Yeah,
it's great. I mean, it's the same style. It's really great. Let's see. Oh, this clicked all the way to the bottom. Hold on a second. Timothy says, I'm on a walk. If the dog I was Borat, the only time I've been in a theater where everyone was actually cracking up and dying. Okay, so you're walking the dog and talking. Okay, well, hey, I appreciate you getting some exercise and being a part of the chat here. Kubrick is also not a Wes Anderson fan.
Nice, Kubrick. I like you even more now, buddy.
Yeah, I think he's kind of overrated.
Yeah,
definitely overrated.
Yeah. Jeremy says, ever seen a Charlie Sheen movie called The Wraith? Yeah, The Wraith is a good damn movie. That's a perfect Vinegar Syndrome movie. Maybe down the line. We'll see. Kind of weird, quirky movies. Yes. Yeah. That's kind of what he like trucks in. That weird shit. St. Vincent. I don't know St. Vincent. You guys know that movie?
I want to say I heard of it, but I haven't actually seen it.
Kubrick confirms, what is America? That is right. Yeah, go check that out. You guys will laugh. I mean, I've never laughed so hard in years. It's so funny. And that's only one of the episodes I described. There's more crazy shit. Sacha Baron Cohen is a riot. Absolutely. I think Sacha Baron Cohen is somebody who should probably do more stuff, and he hasn't, unfortunately. I feel like he's been in a bunch of stuff for Netflix. Like, there was a spy thing. I didn't watch it, but I hear good things about it. But you guys are Sacha Baron Cohen fans, yes?
I like Borat and the Ali G show, but like I didn't like Bruno. I think the only thing I've seen him like actually act in was The Dictator and Talladega Nights. So I haven't seen any of his more serious stuff. If he has serious stuff, is the spy movie serious or is that also comedy? Yeah,
he plays an Iranian, or I'm sorry, an Israeli terrorist / spy, and then the one that he's nominated for, he's like I think he's Abby Singer. Maybe I'm mistaken on that, but he's one of those like 70s rebels type of guys. But he's not like wrestling naked with anybody. So I don't know if you'll like. You might like it. But it's there. Eric, are you a big Borat? Well, not Borat, but Sacha Baron fan?
I've only seen a few of his things. I remember Borat having its moments, but it didn't blow me away enough to like watch all of his other stuff. So I'm kind of behind on his stuff, actually.
Gotcha. Apparently, he was almost Freddie Mercury. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would have been better. That's an interesting idea. Huh. Cooper brings up one of my favorite movies. He was in Hugo. God, that's such a great movie.
Yeah, that was good. I like
that
that.
About the automaton or whatever, the robot?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Scorsese movie. So good. Before we end the show, I have an envelope here that I'm going to open. This is a carryover from last week's episode 5. This was sent to me by L.D. Madeira. He said he would send it to me. And it's the proof of the magic trick. Check this out. There it is. Let's see if I can get on the camera there. There it is. And he signed it.
Right on.
Thanks for the fun time. Look at that. Hey, proof. Look at that. I don't know how the hell he did that. That was a hell of a trick. Thank you, LD. I appreciate this. This is going to go on the chaos wall somewhere. I'll find room for it. Well, that's it. That's the show. That's the stories. That's all that's fit to be told. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Casey, tell us a little bit about your channel for the people who don't know you already.
It's mainly kaiju movies. Not a lot of Godzilla movie reviews. I try to do weird stuff just because I haven't seen it, and once I see it, I might as well review it. I just did Young Flying Hero a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna do Voyage into Space, which I only saw because I only knew about the new release because of Master Chaos next week. So that's cool. But that's mainly it. I do some horror just because I also watch horror. They got I think the last one I did was Horror of the Wolf, maybe. Oh no, I did the Vampire Doll. But mostly kaiju.
Ooh, nice.
Sometimes I do other crap that doesn't get a lot of views. I did a quick review of all 7 of the Kickboxer movies, which no one really cared about, but I watched them all, so I might as well make a video on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. That Bloodthirsty trilogy that Arrow put out, I was so excited for that, and all those movies were bummers, man. I'm like, ugh.
You didn't like? I've only seen the Vampire Doll so far. You didn't like any of them?
I didn't like any of them, man. I'm like, God damn it, this is so. Why isn't this better? I really want to like this, but
that's how I felt about Warning from Space.
Oh man, that's here actually. I had to review that pretty soon. I'm excited. This is also how I felt about. Curious your take on this, Erik. Do you have this? This is the Once Upon a Time in China trilogy.
I don't have that particular set. I have the old cheap DVD set that I got to upgrade to.
Gotcha.
The first 2 are very solid movies. The third one's a little iffy.
Is that Chow Yun-fat?
It is. It is.
Jet Li, I think.
Jet Li, yeah.
Yeah.
I was. And there's 4 movies on here. All of the 4 that Jet was in. It doesn't have 5 and 6 for some reason, but 4 and 5. But I was kind of bored. I don't know. I really wanted to get into it. But they almost feel like. Well, I'm talking about it on Sunday, but just curious your thoughts.
Martial arts movies, and you are bored on them?
Yeah, they're martial arts movies. Just sort of like historical fiction, and about Wang Fei Hong and his exploits. But my biggest problem with this is that all the wire work makes him look like Superman.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You're telling me this really happened? Come on, China. What are your thoughts on that franchise?
Oh, me, yeah. I do like the first 2 quite a bit. Third one I get kind of bored with. Yeah. The fourth one I thought was even worse with Jet Li. And then there was a few other ones with Zhao Wenzhou or Vincent Zhao, and I forgot about those. So yeah. I do like them. I actually enjoyed them more on a repeat viewing, to be honest. The first 2, even though I enjoyed them in the past, I did feel they had pacing problems. Then I revisited them, last year when I did a video with Fat Samurai Guy, and I liked them even more. So who knows? Maybe in a while, if you give them another rewatch, you'll like them. But they do have their slow spots, and they're kind of outlandish with the wire work. But I do enjoy them.
Yeah, and my problem with them is that they felt like every movie was like, the first one was like 2 hours, and the rest are like maybe an hour and 15 minutes. But they felt like a season of television. Like there's so much. Like I feel like Trim. We don't need these characters. We don't need these plot lines. It just felt like it was so long.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm still watching them. Like that's how long they are. Erik, tell us about your channel and what people can expect if they check you out, which I'm sure they will.
Yeah, my channel originally was based on Asian horror reviews, and I still have a big playlist of those reviews. But I branched out the past few years, and I try to hit basically a lot of Japanese, South Korean, and Hong Kong and China films with a spattering of like other stuff.
Yeah.
So if anybody's interested in those industries, you could check me out. I cover a variety of different genres in there.
And you can find their links in the description. It should be there now, but it will be there momentarily. Or you can just search their names. But these guys are great. They are not only friends of the show, but true heroes of cinema. And I'm honored to have them here, to share some time with them. Thank you guys very much. And we will we'll have you back. I like to have new people on, but I'm gonna start recycling guests, and you guys may not be on the same show together next time. So it'll be like a hot potato. A hot potato. What the hell is that called? Russian roulette? That's not what it is.
Yeah.
Whatever. You guys will be on the show eventually. Okay, that's it for me and my guests. Remember, you're worthy. You matter. You are important to this world. And your friend neighborhood Master Cast loves you just the way you are. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be here. I hope you will be as well. It is Review Roundup. We're going to be talking fries, electronics, and the death of brick and mortar stores, which is heartbreaking. But okay, my friend, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. We remain to be continued.